So Glycosin is New Zealand's only MedSafe licensed CDMO, Contract Development and Manufacturing Organisation. We assist our clients getting their new drug concepts off the laboratory bench and into people for the first time. There are no other places in New Zealand you can go to get your drug active, manufactured under GMP so that it's fit for use in people, for use in clinical trials.
We look at ways of converting biomass or feedstocks into useful energy products. 2 years ago, a full-sized commercial operating plant was installed, and it's converting 75,000 tonnes of food waste into biomethane. That biomethane has now been injected into the natural gas grid, and that plant is now injecting the CO2 into nearby glass houses, and that CO2 helps tomato production, and the waste is then used as a biofertiliser in the local fields.
There was a real need to pull New Zealand's soil information together into one place. The aim of SMAP is to complete a national coverage of soil maps for New Zealand and to be able to get the right information to the right person at the right time. We've completed around 2.5 million hectares of new mapping in some of our most versatile land that we have in New Zealand.
And it's really organising that information in a way that I can then make it available and interpret it for farmers, for rural experts, a whole range of people who use that information. All of that information, people can browse it, they can look at it, they can look at the fact sheets, they can see what the properties are.
About 20 years ago, Plant and Food Research and IRTA, who are a Catalonian research institute, recognised that their apple growers were facing some really hot summers. We partnered together to see if we could solve that challenge through breeding. We appointed Venture Fruit as our strategic commercialisation partner, and we evolved into the Hot Climate Partnership. We're trying to future-proof the apple and pear industries and enable them to survive through climate change and to grow in environments that they previously haven't been able to.
Grassland's technology's aim is to invest in the development of new plants that can benefit pastoral agriculture in New Zealand. So Grassland's technology's biggest achievement is the development and commercialisation of a strain of fungus that lives inside the plant called AR37. And this strain protects the plants against all the major insect pests. It's been independently valued to the point of about $3.6 billion to the New Zealand economy over a 20-year period. An important area of investment for us at the moment will be looking to identify new traits of value that can be used in our currently important pasture species such as ryegrass and fescue.
We have a 600-tonne experimental land-based kingfish farm to basically introduce a high-value fish sustainably. We bring in water from the ocean, and that goes through UV filtration to clean the water, make sure we're not bringing any parasites. Caring for the kingfish is the key to everything. We have concerns around fish stocks globally. By being able to farm fish on land, we can allow those fish stocks to replenish. We are now supplying premium kingfish to the New Zealand market, Australia and the United States.
This is our new green hydrogen and ammonia lab. It's the first dedicated hydrogen research facility in New Zealand. So we do our research into mostly catalysis for green hydrogen production and green ammonia production. So we've been able to develop green hydrogen purity testing here to facilitate that need from the industry.
The hydrogen that they produce can be used in the fuel cell or hydrogen truck only when the purity is higher than 99.97%.
Previously, New Zealand-based green hydrogen producers were having to send their samples overseas.
Now they can ship it to us. We can analyze the sample within a day or two, and then we send the report back to them so they can ensure that their sample is up to standard.
Faster DNA is an expert forensic software that's used by forensic DNA analysts to characterise DNA profiles, which is the first stage in what is ultimately the interpretation of the DNA profile and the identification of people of interest. We've added a whole lot of smart things to the software that really increases the efficiency of forensic laboratories and their ability to use as much of the evidence that's possible to be used in a case. making a positive influence because it's assisting forensic laboratories to resolve crime and ultimately keep our communities safer. After the commercialisation, it's been picked up by a whole range of labs internationally and also in New Zealand.